Hey. Welcome back. I had to stop Stanley Parable because not Stanley Parable. Oh God, so I'm getting my words mixed up. I had to stop Among Us because it was being all glitchy. We have a computer. Oh shit, yeah.
Psst, Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
No.
I want to show you something. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise?
Of course I do.
Well, fine. You're a dork anyway. Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
I'm sorry, he's always been the greatest narrator in gaming history. Like, there's some genuine depth to these endings. Not Stanley specifically. I was so excited. Fun fact, this game actually came
remember
out.
How cheap and unsatisfying
Hey,
the ultra
yeah.
deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
This game actually came out on the 27th of April, or 427, which is Stanley's employee number.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences
there's some funny
of my
stuff
life
in this
whenever
area,
I
like
want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley
2013.
Parable on PC. You see, Stanley,
Hey.
doesn't the Memory Zone
It would be funny if
remind
it
you
said,
of
like,
how wonderful
427.
Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port?
It's a
Remember
good
back in
PlayStation
October
port.
2013, when
Wait,
the
can
game
I actually get
originally
that on
launched?
CD?
Back then,
If I can,
video
ask, can you
games
give
had
me money?
integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
Yes.
Oh, the waste.
You know what, it is definitely one of the best games I've ever played. Like,
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them. And now, it's nothing.
nothing.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
It's in the next part, the original remake.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Dom's famous repeatable
Stanley
carpet
Parable is
textures.
both a richly stimulating commentary on the
favourite.
nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I don't want him to be too
A
loud.
man named Stanley.
enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding
Can you hear me
choices
now?
I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else.
Ash,
It
can
didn't
you hear me
need
now?
new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition
Yeah,
along to the
want
PlayStation.
him to be
boom,
loud, but not
done.
too loud.
And they
It's just a
couldn't
volume
even-
I have it on,
couldn't
so
resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
the Source SDK big box, that's sweet. Hey, it's the serious room. You cannot jump in the Stanley Parable. Just a bike. What's that flag doing there, like? Who knows? Who cares? But I do love that they put actual reviews in there, you know.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I
They
don't
didn't want
recall this
to-
part of the memory zone before.
They don't want
What's
to
this?
risk
What's happening
copyright.
there? Oh no! Oh God, no, Stanley! It's
They
a
want to risk
collection of
copyright from
reviews
Valve
from
using Steam
pressurized
without
gas.
licensing
Extremely
on
popular online
PlayStation and
store for
Xbox
computer
ports, so
games.
We
I
got
haven't looked at these
pressurized
in
gas.
years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely
They
these
did
would
use
keep
actual
going as
Steam
well, wouldn't
reviews.
they?
Recommended.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion.
I
The
hate this
narrator
review
is
so much.
obnoxious and unfunny, with
But you
his
still played it
humorous
for
dialogue
two.
proving to
We
be
still
more
played it for nearly 3
irritating
hours,
than
mate.
entertaining. Unfunny. I'm not trying to be funny.
Oh,
I'm trying to make
Jesus
a
Christ.
serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
Yes, you are.
Tell me if I'm
I was going to do
preachy.
the voice of
Obviously you
Stanley
can. Oh, goodness.
for now
This is
because he
actually quite
doesn't
shocking.
talk, can't
I've
jump,
always
can't
thought, to be
talk.
honest,
What
I
is he, a
have always
baby?
thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut
You just
from
play
the
as a
game to get it to
ridiculously
feel
tall
as wide
baby,
to
I wouldn't be
areas of-
surprised.
Well, I would thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my
I love the
otherwise
Steam references
unimpeachable
with
track
pressurized gas.
record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations
actually not
of
true.
what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button?
I'll skip
Well,
button
yes.
ending.
Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm
This ending
truly
can be
too preachy,
genuinely
then maybe letting you skip
sad.
ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
So,
Not if it
I'm
means
gonna
we
put.
can strike
Wait, do I have content warnings on? Because there are some rather dark endings, like. I don't.
These negative reviews.
Yeah, I have
from
content
Reddit,
warnings on
only
just so you
positive
protect
reviews of the
certain
Stanley
endings.
Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customers. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Like, the not Stanley endings, beautiful.
And here it is. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button.
It just gets
The
fast.
minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption.
This entire
welcome,
ending, you
Stanley.
just,
Now,
you
I
just
should
gotta
say
hit
that the
the skip
amount of
button.
time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really truly... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2
What?
weeks. I've been sitting here.
You know what, I'm just gonna do the skip button ending. Because I don't want to restart, I don't want to do all this over again.
It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us.
Just, I'm just gonna sit here, spam it. That's skip. Replace them batteries, boy. That clock's fell off.
But they didn't understand the game was
Oh.
never meant to be funny.
Why is he
But
just back all of a
it was
sudden?
meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned. They screamed. They
There was
gnashed their
jokes in the game. There was quite a lot. Oh no. One of those. It's one of those endings. Some could take a while, some could take like 4 minutes.
End is never the end, 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 is never the
He just slowly goes insane as well. In fact, the actual narrator is brilliant as the narrator. But something's happened. I can tell you that much. They actually made Ultra Deluxe. Light! Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, this ending gets... I thought this ending was a bit darker, you know. I was like, why? I thought the content was going to show up, which would have been a savior for me, because this ending goes on for far too long. 10 minutes we spent. 10.5 minutes on this one ending. Let's just skip one more time. It's empty. Just go in. Wait, can we can leave it. Jesus Christ, how many years has it been? In fact, it goes on for like what feels like 10 years. Eleven and a half minutes. Can we skip again? I don't think we can. I think that was our last skip. If it wasn't, I'm not complaining. I'll skip a bit further, like. This is basically how I make my Apple Music playlist. Because it just gets more and more each time. It doubles each time. That was skip button ending. That's that out the way, thank God. If I want to get skip out of the way, like, it's back to normal, bitch.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, please. Are you really
I've
just
done it
doing
for a
this
trophy, but...
Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's
New
the
content.
kind that warrants...
Oh, it's a good sign texture, like, they made this one in, so...
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually replaying it, so... I've played with the whole thing on PS5, like, but... Obviously my PS5 can just about run a shoe now, so...
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable, and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
I wish we'd get a proper Stanley Parable 2, that'd be awesome, like.
Yes, you
Got
see,
this.
Isn't this far superior to a measly port with a
Taste
few
the
minor
sequel.
additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley
2 doors
Parable
are back.
2,
I love the 2
now
doors,
that's an
though.
artistic
More
statement
TSP,
right
better
there.
TSP.
It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term
But all those Stanley Parable
franchising
2, though,
potential.
isn't there just a thanks for attending my meeting? The fact they did, that's a great little visual thing there. The thanks
Now,
for
to be
attending
clear,
my
I
meeting.
haven't quite nailed down what exactly the
427.
Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figured
They
that if
made
I
some
can
actual
loosely
joke
organize a handful of interesting
things,
concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or... Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Please, no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons.
Yeah.
But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it
In
makes
fact, they
you
got the
realize
actual
that
Stanley
you
model
knew which
there,
one
though.
you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece it is.
That's still normal. Okay, I don't know if we really matter.
Actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Some endings in this game can be a masterpiece at times, and there's
Now,
some
here's something
that
special.
just...
You remember that broken
What?
test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes, you see, okay, perhaps I should clarify. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
It just works.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet? You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back.
I can't use it. I've already used it all.
Well, it's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
You actually do have a bunch of collectibles.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative
I do wish
is that
they
there
had
will
a
be
bit of a
no
faster
reward
walking
for
pace.
collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic
Jesus,
joy
Lee,
of watching
you
a
cannot
number
use
go
the
up.
walking.
You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Just loads of people clamoring to grab. Collect them all.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Just infinite hole. There's one new feature that is important now. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. Merchandise. Wait, can you actually scan that QR code? What do you think that QR code leads to? It's a proper website. That's awesome. That you scan that QR code, it gives you a proper website.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say
Whoever's
that
still
after
watching,
much
just put something.
consideration,
It don't matter
I
what.
engineered a clever
Just a bit of
solution to
interaction.
this
It's
fundamental
alright. Like
problem
whoever
of the game.
is
It's
still
the
in the
Stanley
stream.
Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Oogly poogly.
For the gentle embrace of jarring
Come on,
cognitive
give me the
dissonance
bucket.
while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
Hello, Beefy.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
What do you think
I
of the
think that just
reassurance
holding
bucket?
it has
Greatest
made
character
you
in
the
gaming, would you
slightest
say?
bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That
Me.
really should be an award
I do.
if it isn't already.
Got to go the other way for the exit. Oh, that's cool.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Hey, should we go see the rest of the exhibit, or should we go? Like, should we go out of this bit, or should we see the rest of the exhibit first? Like the expo, not exhibit. We have infinite hole to do as well, but that'll take far too long. So, well, we should see. Well, no, I don't think the bucket will fix that. We'll come back to it later.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
Yes.
I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game.